Hello everybody and welcome to the Eastern European DPC Division 2. I'm Harry Freak and I'm going to be bringing you the Dota action that we have for you today. If you were following the stream before we went live there, you could see today's schedule, but it doesn't matter. For those of you who might just be listening, we can repeat that one for you. So we're going to have Sigma.YNT versus cybercats in our first game of the day, and then following that up will be YNT versus Hydra. So we have an action-packed game day of Dota here. It's gonna be two best of threes. A lot of great games. We hope for a full 3-game series on both of these series, though that might not happen. Overall, though, the Eastern European DPC, we're starting off week 2 right now. So the third has passed. We have 2/3 left. That's quite nice because we still want to be watching some great Dota here, and this should be a very nice day to kick off the week 2 here in the Eastern European DPC Division 2. Overall, coming into the first game, we can see that the pick ban phase, it is already started, and we are going to be seeing what these teams are going to be picking up. Looking at how it went for these two teams, cybercats currently, they don't have a single series win, though overall, they do have some solid names on their side. Sigma.YNT, I personally have only casted one game of theirs against Rise Esports that they lost 2-0. But they did show that they know what they're doing. So we'll see how well they do overall. But we're gonna be seeing a response from cybercats. We are seeing just so many hoodwinks. Like it is the hero that has probably been showing itself in every Eastern European series here in Division 2, right? Even in Division 1, it was very popular, but here it is just insane. But overall, we'll see what the responses are going to be. There comes an Enchantress, which is a response to the Beastmaster, so that is going to be quite nice. That is big, actually, but you are playing a Treant Protector. So these two as a support duo, they're not bad necessarily, but they're gonna have damage problems in the early mid game, and this is a thing. So what Sigma are doing right now is that they are sacrificing their early mid game damage potential by having stronger lanes. Which is fine. It can work out. We'll see, though, what they get on their cores. They're going to have something that can actually deal damage, especially on their off lane and on the mid lane, because safe laners have mostly in the meta been relatively passive heroes. Or people have chosen to play them in a passive way. There were some exceptions, though, but not sure if Sigma and cybercats have been doing that too much. So cybercats, their last series they played against PuckChamp, they did win one game. They played the longest game overall of the tournament. They're against them 87 minutes and 28 seconds. Rob casted that one on the February the 6th. So that was quite nice coming out from cybercats. I can see that they play the techies in that series. So techies, hoodwink, these two very well known for their burst potential. We are seeing a lot of Rubiks and a lot of Snapfire. Those are the position fours that are very much present here in the Eastern European DPC. Rubik, though, present in every single region to be frank. But Sigma, I have casted their series against Rise Esports. As I said, they looked okay. I didn't really like their drafts, but their execution was solid. So right now, I can see that their draft could have some issues, but they are targeting cybercats. So we'll see if that actually does work out. Overall, cybercats, they played against Hydra. They lost that series, understandably so. If there is one team that has looked impressive, so far, it has been Hydra, and that is going to be our second series of the day where they're going to be facing off against YNT. So we'll see if and how well they can do. Hydra already beat Sigma.YNT in 2 games, and relatively short games as well, 40 and 30 minutes for the series. But we're seeing a lot of reserve time being used. This is the time where teams do it. Just before the end of the of the second ban phase. So the reason for it is because now you're gonna have those, first of all, for cybercats, a ban into a pick, right? And this is where the draft kind of breaks, you know, one or the other way. If you don't get your advantage, let's say a Sigma right now with the ban and looking at the first pick responding to that one, then cybercats are just gonna have responses to your picks, and it is gonna be problematic. They're gonna ban out the Morphling, which currently doesn't tell us much. It is okay against the Treant because you naturally buy a Manta. You get close to the Enchantress, you can have that attack during waveform, and then you don't care about the reduced attack speed. Plus, you have a lot of attack speed. So, you know, in the later stages of the game, the Morphling can deal with these two. But also, he can be annoyed by these two in the early stages of the game, especially by the Enchantress if she's invading his jungle once the laning phase is done. If you can push him out of the lane, that is. So, cybercats, they're banning only cores. They get rid of the Tinker. I have seen a couple of Tinker bans. I don't think the hero has been picked.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm gonna go for Sigma.YNT's games, and yep, they did play one Tinker. Okay, so that's why people are banning it for them, and they did win the game, so that does make sense. So what's it gonna be for cybercats? Do they go for a support here? So you already have vision. You could go for something like a Tusk and or a Tiny right now as your mid laner. You don't have to pick it right now, but considering that you're playing against the Enchantress and the Treant, you want to have some kind of burst potential coming out from them. Maybe even an Ember seems like a viable pick for cybercats here. We'll go for the Snapfire. So we're gonna have two supports that are very, very much in the region currently, constantly being played. Both of them do a ton of damage. So cybercats are going for vision, damage. Sigma, they went for lanes. I have to say though, their lanes don't have to win, because or lanes and delay. Their lanes don't have to win. These heroes can still lose the lanes, especially when you have these two strong supports who, you know, from level 1 to level 4, they're very strong. Then you're kind of waiting for their ulti. That is when they fall off, when they can easily be taken down by the cores who are already over leveled compared to them. So that's the timing that Sigma would want to hit. Strong lanes, minute 7 to minute 11, when there's no level 6s on these two, try to get the advantage. We'll go for DSF. I would have preferred the Sniper, just because he lanes really well against the Beastmaster. But if you pick up a offlaner here, it could still mean that Sigma might be playing a mid SF, even though last time around they did play it in the safe lane.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, they played the Bat. So they'll go for the Marcy, and there it is. The offlane does come out. I don't like this from Sigma. I never liked their drafts, really. Even though they won some games, the way that they are... they're drafting, like, this hero is strong, this hero is strong. If you look at it, yes, SF does benefit from living armor. He does benefit from the sidekick. But where's your catch? Where's your jump? Where's your way to start the fight? You're playing against the Beastmaster, meaning that Roar is going to be a big problem for your single core. Yes, Marcy can turn into a core as well, but it's not that easy, especially nowadays when her laning phase isn't that strong. So I'm not too fond of this. I'm gonna go for the Monkey King. So what you're doing right now for cybercats, you're making sure that you're gonna do well in a lane. You're making sure that in a carry-to-carry matchup you win, that SF can never stand his ground against you, no matter which items he has. Inside of the Wukong's command, he loses, right? Even if you are 2 items ahead, you have a Satanic. If you're inside of the Wukong's command where the monkey has a Skadi, you have to run away. You have to move out. And the question is, will you be able to when you get roared? Well, there are saves, 4 staffs, Shard and the Marcy possibly, you know, stuff like that can save you, but it doesn't mean that it will. So I'm liking what cybercats have currently. And they do have the last pick, so they'll be able to respond. Invoker gets banned out. Cybercats, have they played that one?
Radiant team ban.
No. Okay, they have played one Invoker against PuckChamp. Lost the game. So I'm not a fan of the Invoker, to be honest. Currently, Exort Invoker much stronger. You do have a lockdown for it, but it's not like
10
perfect
seconds
lockdown for it.
remaining.
So I would not go for it, especially
5
because you have
seconds remaining.
Beastmaster takes a lot of the map. Monkey King buys a Battle Fury, takes a lot of the map. Invoker, yes, with the Midas you farm well, but it is a farming hero. And a Wex Invoker is
Dire team ban.
tough to make work. Coddle ban I like. I think that's smart. Coddle has been making a comeback overall in the game. People stopped playing it because the small camps near the mid lane were taken away. And yes, it does cripple the hero. But when you get used to it, the hero is still as strong as he was. So if you get to that point where you're running around the map killing everyone, the small camps don't make a difference. The hero itself wasn't changed at all. You're gonna ban out the Lesh, so don't want to be dealing with overwhelming magical damage, understandably so. That is something that Sigma do need. They are missing out on that early tower push. You don't have to go that route, obviously. We have seen a carry Marcy from cybercats. So, you know, still a possibility for carry Marcy mid SF. I doubt it. I'll go for the tiny. Not a fan. There are heroes you can burst down, but you have superior vision on cybercats. Whenever you see a tiny and the enemy team has superior vision, you don't even have superior lane push,
10 seconds
you're in trouble,
remaining.
right? Because you're not going to be able to find the right jumps. Monkey King scouts, Hawk scout. Even Hoodwink, you can look at her as a scouting hero. One thing for Sigma, they do have win the lanes. Enchantress is in the enemy jungle. Cybercats, they can't kill her that easily. Might not be able to kill her that easily. They do have the spells. If they don't kill her, if she's constantly giving vision, it's going to be a problem. But you have so much damage. And now with an Ember Spirit, you have even more damage to kill the Enchantress. Yeah, I'm loving the Cybercats draft. I could see maybe Sigma sending the SF into the mid lane, and they're going to do just that. So it is going to be a Marcy carry, a 4 tiny, a offlane Enchantress. Okay, so I like this a little bit more because now they're focusing on lanes. It's straight up, let's win the lanes. That's what we are doing. We are crushing the lanes, and then we're transitioning that into the later stages of the game. Still, I don't like it. I think every single one of their heroes can be bursted down. Now, with the Tiny not being a mid laner, you don't have initiation. So even if you do win those lanes, are you going to be able to transition it into much more? So Cybercats, much more well-rounded lineup, can always make a play. Sigma, need to win the lanes, need to have this strong frontliner, the SF, and then if anyone goes to him, there's the return, the jumps from the other heroes. You have good counter initiation. So those are the two drafts we have currently. Sigma, I think they came into the game as slight favorites over Cybercats. They did win against PuckChamp, and Cybercats lost to PuckChamp, but both of those series were really close, so we can't really say there. Overall, to me, it's looking like Cybercats are taking game number 1. That's what it looks like, right? I want to see how this Marcy works. It was played already as a carry from PuckChamp, so it was Shigetsu that did it, and I know he's amazing on these kind of heroes. Now the question is, can Sigma pull it off? Though before we do get into the game, guys, we are gonna be taking a slight break there to hear a word from our sponsors over at EGB.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And there it is, the game will start. Game number 1 of Sigma.YNT versus Cybercats. Here we have some interesting draft, especially coming out from Sigma. As I mentioned, the last series I casted from them 2 days ago, they lost. I didn't like their drafts, but there is definitely some innovation here. So it is going to be fun to see. Immediately, Cybercats are going to be clearing out the trees. Jess V, he's there to make sure that his guy doesn't get caught, and there are 2 trees that are left that are not gonna be of much problem to Cybercats overall. See Kuropatic there, he says HF, that stands for Hairy Freak. Me, thank you. Hello Kuropatic to you as well. Obviously that isn't true. It is meant to say have fun, but he's not wishing good luck on his enemies, and who would? If your enemies have good luck, good fortune, Guess what that means to you. So we are gonna have a slow start here. I'm just hoping we don't have a classic Eastern European start, 7 minutes of no action. We'll see how it does go.
The battle
So
begins.
they're sending the SF to the mid lane. It is an SF versus an Ember. Looking at the odds, Sigma.YNT slightly favored. That's fine. They did come into the series as the slight favorites, I think. Now we'll see if they can show it here as well. Cybercats, they have lost 2 series, won only 1 game. To be fair though, they played against Hydra. And, you know, PuckChamp, those are no pushover teams, so we'll see if Hydra, for me, just the best one so far, might even win the entire Division 2 without losing a single game, though we'll see. So, SF versus an Ember. It is like a matchup that the Ember really hates. And we are now going to be looking at the first blood, where YNT has already killed Zeneca. So that is actually a big thing. Because usually Marcy, you wouldn't expect her to be so strong early on. The jumps, they are, you literally jump next to the hero. That's why you have a Treant. That's why having a melee hero with the Marcy is actually not that bad. But Zeneca, definitely a mistake there. And Vanscore is going to be securing that lane so far quite nicely for the Marcy. Not a lot of CS, obviously, but we've only just started into the lanes. So, Top lane is gonna be interesting for sure, because with the Monkey King against the Enchantress, I don't think you even get the Jingu masteries. So I'm curious to see how he approaches that lane. The reason you don't is because the enchant, once you get the stacks, can purge it off you, and the animation of the Boundless Strike is long enough that you can purge it off before it comes out, and then you've just kind of wasted the Boundless Strike. Good thing for the Monkey King is that he does have a way to dodge the impetus with the Mischief, so it goes both ways. So far, so good for Sigma. This is the way that they want this to start. YNT, yeah, you saw that jump. It literally is like a little bunny jump. Don't move an inch. Jesvi gonna be caught. That is a lot of damage that they're doing to the squirrel. Beautiful bushwhack there. And also a very nice usage of the wild axes. Jesvi gonna be fine for now. The reason why I'm saying such a good use of the wild axes is because he doesn't cut down the tree that they were attached to. That is one thing that can always happen between these two, but not gonna be happening now. YNT goes forward, him and the Treant. A lot of damage there with the sidekick. Oh, you don't want to be dealing with those, especially until you get the Helm of Iron Will on the Beastmaster. Once you get the Helm of the Iron Will, then it all kind of changes. Mid lane, SF winning, not overwhelmingly, but he is definitely winning, and we'll see it's probably going to increase. Once the SF is level 5, that is a problem. He'll never give you the satisfaction. Probably is thinking about getting close to the creeps, if that's the satisfaction. The only one that Shira wants. That's a lot of damage being done into the Ember. When you start stacking those raises, it really does hurt. He's gonna be using the Flame Guard right now, but if you get close, you are gonna be in a ton of trouble. For you, luckily for him, doesn't have mana for double raise currently. But we all know mangoes are very, very popular in the current meta. And the SF, the problem with the SF is that the hero very easily denies all of the creeps because of the overwhelming damage that he has. You have to be applying pressure to be able to CS against this hero. It's very big that denies just aren't so big currently in the meta. They don't mean all that much in terms of experience, especially. So at least the Ember will be getting some experience, but very soon I would expect him to start pulling the wave from go behind the tier 1, pull the wave to the side, and just make sure that you're farming on the side there, or it's gonna go bad for you. And this is the thing, guys, when you're winning the mid lane, you're telling your guys, come take the water rune, and he's not gonna have a game. And because 4 minutes in, cybercats are resorting to pulling the wave. The Treant can do it quite easily. Meanwhile, top lane, Tiny, a little bit of trouble. Queasy does give away the Jingu stacks. Interesting that he went for it. And considering that the Enchantress just used the enchant, they're not going to be able to remove it until Alberca has already farmed up the creeps with that one. But they did find the Ice Ogre Mage. So extra armor there for Sigma. will definitely benefit them. Sigma, they're crushing the laning stage, actually. So they are going to be super happy with it. You know, even the lane that is going the worst for them, the top lane is still doing quite well. I mean, if you compare this Enchantress to Zeneca, there's a big difference. Okay, that's gonna be the Treant caught, gonna be tossed away, but with such low armor, you're still gonna die to the tower shots, and that is the problem in the mid lane. We are gonna be seeing the Ember going down as well. And for you will get the kill. This is the thing with an Ember. Sometimes you can get on top of the SF and you can kill him. If that does happen, you can turn the whole lane around. But it is a risky move because this can happen very easily. And suddenly now the lane is over for you. Nice move from for you. Goes to the base. Monkey King has been caught. If Alberca dies, that's gonna be the one lane that was going well for cybercats. That is now gonna be suffering as well. Kind of I expected this to happen a bit earlier, though. Because Monkey King versus the Enchantress, it is not a good place to be. Overall, a 1k gold lead should be turning into 2k soon. Looking at the net worth there. That's quite big. Shira. Can't even get to the creeps. The rune. It is going to be picked up by Jesvi. He might get punished for it. Double raise. He cannot get the triple one. One hit to the high ground there. Nope, he actually can't get it. Jesvi will be fine. Makin goes forward. Korpatic almost dead, but he turns around to fight. And oh, he did dodge one of the hits there from the tower Alberca, and that's going to keep him alive. That is a big one for cybercats on a lane that, you know, naturally should be losing. When the wave is going towards the enemy tower, when the Enchantress should be farming, you do manage to get the kill. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Violent does go for Zeneca. Zeneca is gonna be fine barely, even though he started TPing immediately once the dispose was used. Look at Chira. Look at him, one more hit. Oh, it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough. He barely lives there on the Ember Spirit, but it is just not a place that he wants to be finding himself in. He's 1,000 gold behind, 7 minutes in. That is huge. So, Jess, he is gonna be stacking here, but no, he's not gonna be stacking at all. One camp gets blocked by Vanscore's body, the other one by the sentry. No stacks will be coming through. You're a little bit too far away from home, aren't you? Doesn't have the ulti. This SF is looking very dead. Even the Treant Protector cannot save you. And Vanscore might be next. He has gone a little bit too far there with the SF. And there was no chance that he was getting out alive. They want Vanscore dead as well. And with the bushwhack, tying him to the other trees, they're gonna be able to easily bring him down. Shira has been suffering in the lane, but now he gets a double kill. He's not completely back into the game, but it is a great start here for his comeback into this game number 1 of Cybercats versus Sigma. Violent. Okay, so it is gonna be a Battle Fury Marcy. Does have the Unleash. This this Beastmaster. This is the thing, you know. He has went to the gym. He has gotten buff, but he still can't handle a strong woman. So yeah. You need a little bit more than brawn there, my friend, because this girl, she can punch. Chira does have a remnant onto the high ground. He can escape if he wants, but here comes Violent. Violently punches people. Who wants to be next? He finishes off Force Majeure as well. And now even finds a nice stack for himself. He doesn't have the Battle Fury yet, but the pulses are still going to allow him to farm this quite nicely. Unleash will be expiring fairly soon, so the Marcy is back to her normal self. But that's really big for Sigma. They are overtaking everything. They're going for the mid lane tower. Luckily for Cybercat, Sigma, they don't really have catch heroes for you. Are you again gonna step out too far? He is not. He gets himself away just in time. And he's gonna be fine. Even with those TPs, nothing is gonna be happening. And look at Kuropatic now. They go for Alberca. We'll be using the Hurricane to bring him back. Strong wins here for Alberca, but he will be fine. Doesn't take that much damage, survives, but still Enchantress is pressuring him, whilst none of his teammates can help him, because there are more urgent issues around the map. You know, like your Ember being crushed, like your Beastmaster being crushed even more, your stacks being stolen, everything being taken away from you. For you, he really wants this tower, and he's gonna be getting some help. Actually, that's going to be Chira getting some help. They are thinking about the deny and probably are going to be deciding to get rid of that one in the next couple of minutes. Or seconds, even. Monkey King is going to be jumping from the trees there. And trees are going to be flying towards him. But he's a monkey. He knows his way around those. So he's going to be dodging that one, no problem. 5 to 4. In terms of kills, cybercats, it would look like they're okay, but all 3 of the cores of Sigma topping the network chart. This is the time for Sigma. It is still not minute 10, it is gonna be soon, but their supports aren't the highest in terms of experience. They have been rotating, so you want to apply as much pressure as you can until they get those level 6s. Once there's a sharpshooter, once there's Mortimer's Kisses, cybercats can get some big kills without much committal. Hoodwink denies the tower there, and now the books are coming out. They're gonna give it to the Hoodwink, understandably so. This hero is capable of killing that one target, and that is what you want. And also the cooldown is lower, so if you would get Mortimer's Kisses first, you use them. You can probably use the sharpshooter twice or even thrice, and then that short span of time. Beastmaster, finally, it seems like the Helm of the Dawn will be done. So despite him struggling, now he's finally gonna have that strong creep. We'll see if the Enchantress rotates there to prevent him from doing much with it, though. Using her beauty to make sure that the beasts listen to her and not the Beastmaster, one who does it with whips. For you, to the top lane in a smoke. Tiny coming over. Cory will show himself. They want the tower dead, and they're probably gonna be able to get it. Queasy is following Force Majeure, but no one is gonna come close. Can he get the toss back? He needs to get the block a little bit. Not gonna be happening with the nice cookie stun. Queasy will not get the toss back, and it is only gonna be a tower. Can cybercats respond to this? No, they can't. Violent is here. He hasn't used the unleash, but he might do it right now. No, he's still not using it. They're threatening there. What is that damage? They just killed Violent before he does anything. Vanscore, just one more hit and you're dead. He's gonna turn around, start healing himself with the leech seed, and actually doesn't even die to the remnant. Dodges the wild axes. If you're a tree, you need to know how to dodge axes, because those are your biggest enemy. And the rest of them will get out. Cybercats, there it is, level 6 on the Hoodwink immediately. The damage is insane, and Vanscore almost died. I really like the turnaround. He starts running away, one hit kills him. He turns around, uses the leech seed in midst of those creeps and the Hoodwink, and he gets enough HP to survive one hit, kill the Hoodwink, and get himself out. Very nicely done there from him. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to save the Marcy. Man, imagine you use the overgrowth. Your carry is almost full HP, and she just dies on the Marcy. It's not something you would have expected. You feel like we've caught him, they're gone. But as the thing, Sigma, they don't have a good way to initiate. They have a good way to counter-initiate. Currently, cybercats have good way to counter-initiate too. Meaning that running in for any of these teams is always going to be hard. Nope. You are still topping the network charts on 3 of your cores. Marcy at the very top, farming towards that Battle Fury. Gonna have it fairly soon. Monkey King goes for an Echo Saber. Okay. Okay, his map is getting smaller. Beastmaster takes a lot of farm. Ember takes a lot of farm. Maybe he feels like he won't be able to get enough creeps in. But this is... it's risky, right? Monkey King late game is the ultimate hero here for sure. Even against the Marcy, because you don't care about the slowed attack speed. Your Monkey Warriors are still gonna do their job. But... that's why you want to be strong. You want to be able to scale. With an Echo Saber, it's gonna have to become active fairly soon there. Let's see just how much the smoke was used there. Ember Snap far. Going towards the bottom lane. They're probably gonna try to find something with the Mortimer's Kisses. Grandma is ready with the smooches. Sharpshooter is ready as well. Kuropatic could be a nice target on 1 point in Nature's attendance, so he's not going to be healing all that much. Light of his chains connects. Here comes the bushwhack, and everything starts raining down. Kuropatic is dead, and it seems like Vanscore, he wants to be a bonus, or he just wants to keep all of these guys in place to the side. Chira still alive. Violent coming over. Come back here, and he tosses him into his teammates. So Jesvi is going to be slowed down quite a lot. Does have a bushwhack to keep himself alive. On the other side of the map, Avalanche. Does he have a toss? No, but he has a couple of hits, and that's going to be good enough for you. Runs down the Beastmaster as well, and Alberca is late to the party. Not going to be doing too much. Jesvi, finally, someone survives there on the side of cybercats, but only to tell the tale of how powerful the re-engagement of Sigma is, and that is it. You can counter-initiate on Sigma. Avalanche and the Overgrowth, both good spells. Also, the jump in from the Marcy is kind of good when the enemies are already committed. So this is going to be ending out pretty well for Sigma. If you burst down the tree, if you burst down the tiny, then it's hard for Sigma to get kills. But they're always going to be keeping their position, it seems like. Monkey already thinking about a BKB. His team needs him. Definitely. Without the Battle Fury, now you really have to be contributing to the fights a lot. This is a good kill if they can get it. Kuropatic, where is he gonna go? Jump in, slow is there. The Wukong's command, but he pushes himself away. Is it gonna be enough to survive? They're not hitting him all that hard. The Monkey Warriors are. He's gonna be broken and finally destroyed. The creeps from the side, they break the Enchantress. Man, if I was Kuropatic, I'd be super mad there. Because you cannot be hit, and then suddenly Alberca just starts smashing your face in. Avalanche doesn't connect. Alberca gets himself out. The Requiem of Souls for you releases all of those souls, and the screams are going to be heard, but not the ones from the side of Cybercats. Now they're going onto the tree, and the burst damage from the support is going to be more than enough. Cybercats, with a couple of good moves, they are starting to lower this lead of their enemies. And I really think things would have been different there if those creeps in the small camp haven't broken the Enchantress. Because she would have survived at least for a bit longer. And then you might have caught the Monkey King, right? It's so cool how little things like that can affect something. But Lord Gaben was not on the side of Sigma in that one. So, Roche, gonna be something that they're looking for. SF and the Marcy, they have more than enough damage. Da-da-da. You know, that's how it goes. 3 hits from the Marcy. Smashing the Roche in the face. Poor guy. Chilling in his cave. And then there's these hooligans that just want to take everything for you. Kuropatic, take that one. Mortimer's Kiss is gonna start staying down. Vanskor dropping low. Kuropatic almost dies with the 4-step. Will be surviving there. Barely. Jira, he denies the Aegis. Why don't pick it up? Okay, I haven't seen an Aegis deny in like forever, but doesn't matter. At least he took it away from the enemies, right? I don't know who got the Roche. I didn't see it there for a second, but either way, that's cool. You walk in the Roche as Sigma, you almost lose a couple of heroes. So you're gonna be happy with that one either way. That could have gone much worse. Imagine the Ember gets that Aegis. The rest of Cybercats, they're running in.
Come on, sprites.
Kuropatic. Be caught. Oh, he used the 4-step, but the Bushwhack pulled him back. And look at this. He's just not being touched. He's not taking any damage. This Monkey Warrior's got nothing on him. So much armor. Especially with the living armor there on him and under the tier 2. You're not killing this guy. He had 30 armor. So yeah, it's a hero that will survive. You need the sharpshooter to finish him off. For the break, and of course for the extra magical damage. Shira, Jesvi on the top lane, only 2 points in chains. I'll see if can do much. I really like the interactions in Dota that can go both ways. You know, you have a 4-staff, and then you have the Bushwhack. And 4-staff cancels out the Bushwhack, but if you play your cards right, the Bushwhack can counteract the 4-staff. Usually it's luck or a mistake on the other side, but it doesn't matter. It is still there as a possibility, which happened earlier. Obviously didn't change the outcome. The Enchantress still lived.
Radiant's middle tower
Violent
is under
has
attack.
died only once in this game so far. It was there on the bottom lane. They're gonna find the squirrel.
Radiant's top
The squirrel
tower
is
under
dead,
attack.
and that's gonna be a nice kill there for Sigma. Still, it is very close to their tower, so there's gonna be a lot of heroes there. Vanskor gonna be seen with the cookie and the shard. They get the stuns. Not gonna be using the roar. Mortimer's kisses aren't gonna be raining down on Vanskor. He's completely fine. So yeah, we'll kiss the ground there. Loves nature. These trees, they kind of look like the tree and protector. They're not moving, but yeah, I guess you can try there to kill them. Mortimer's kisses don't really take down the trees. You can hope. So you really need that Helm of the Overlord as soon as possible. The reason for it is, of course, the Enchantress level 20. She will get the ability to use that on the Ancients as well, but at least you're gonna have some time before she has that option. We're seeing how Monkey King is actually keeping up. Even with not going for a Battle Fury, he is there. Looking at the items here, okay, Vanskor only has the shard, not much more than that. The BKB and the Echo Saber now, again done for the Monkey King, so that's gonna be quite big. Force Majeure is protecting Alberca. Moses carry needs protection. There comes the Kobold Foreman, giving movement speed to any of his allies there, which are nowhere to be found. Kuropatic is being targeted by the smoke. This might be a bait. SF is in the vicinity, and the Requiem BKB. It is ready. None of the teams want to take the bait. None of the teams want to go forward now. There's a Hawk there. You're gonna be spotting everybody. Need be, but the Monkey King hiding the trees. So YNT, they're here with a lot of heroes. And see there, they have a blink on the Tiny. Be fairly soon. Hurricane Pike and the Enchantress ready. Gonna be going for a shard, so gonna have those Nature's Attendants constantly healing. The Enchantress wants to be tanky as well, and with the living armor, can be. Cybercats are in a smoke. They still haven't taken down the mid lane tower, but they might right now if they get a good fight there. There is a BKB on the Marcy, as you can see on the screen. That could be a problem. Violent, gotta be caught in the trees. You have to be careful. Bushwhack is not gonna be connecting. Connects onto the SF, does some damage to him, but overall he is gonna be fine. Sidekick used on the treant, very weird. Cookie is gonna be used, but not gonna be changing much. Force Majeure takes a lot of damage, but impetus shots there too strong, and Tiny has found the bonus. The Ember into the Requiem. That is a combo that you need to be afraid of, and Kuropatic runs forward. Roche isn't ready. They can't do much. It is just a one fight for Sigma, and that's it. I set them there for Cybercats. I guess 9-second BKB on the Marcy being forced out is nice. But you lost 2 of your heroes, so it's not ideal. And the Enchantress will be an issue in the later stages of the game. So once you get a BKB, then I'm gonna assume you go for a Moon Shard. That is your best bet, but overall you can go for oh, actually it's Little Friends. It's completely different right now. I completely forgot about that one. It's gonna be stunned up inside of the Wukong's command. You don't want to be fighting the Marcy. Violent going through all of the monkeys, and Alberca says, no, this lady's crazy. Yeah, I forgot about the Little Friends. That's the shard now for the Enchantress. For those of you that don't know, it's pretty much a oh, it's a second advanced score. Doesn't get the sentry there, so the ward will be taken down. TP's to the top lane. Jess V coming over for you, has been caught. He's gonna not take damage from that one. Nice jump in from the Tiny, but Queasy is gonna be giving his life away because they're actually chasing down on for you. Didn't have anything to cancel out this TP. Actually, the Bushwhack comes off cooldown. You don't want to pop your BKB, no problem. We'll pop your life there, and it is gonna be Jess V getting the kill. Coming back to Little Friends, guys, it's like a Winter Wyvern ulti for the creeps, but the guy that is being attacked is not stunned, you know, so it is quite nice against heroes like a Beastmaster, because suddenly all of your units, all of the creeps around, they're turned onto you, and it can hurt. It really can. So Enchantress, they're giving all of the levels to her. Want to make sure that Kuropatic is the top dog here. Man, that's the SF death. He thought he was fine. Bushwhack is just such a low cooldown that sometimes you just forget. He's caught. Avalanche is gonna be there. He roars in pain. It seems like a pain will be delivered. It's gonna be Kuropatic getting the kill, and now an extra dragon. Give us that 250 gold. Will they be able to get it though? They're gonna chase it until the end of the world. Gonna make sure that it lives for now. Avalanche will be ready in a couple of seconds with the blink. They see it, and there it is. Give me that 250. It is gonna be Kuropatic getting this Enchantress is crushing it. And I really have to say, I haven't seen this Ember do much. Chira, yes, you didn't do well in the lanes. Now he has the BKB and the DD, and that is big. DD on the Ember, probably the best rune. For you. Gonna be going for a Shadow Blade into a Silver Edge on an SF. On any heavy damage dealing hero, in terms of physical right click, you do need the crit at some point. Marcy has a blink. That is huge, actually. Sometimes with the Marcy, it's very hard to go in even though you have a spell to do so. So once you get a blink, you can start dishing out the damage. It's gonna be a bit tough for these supports to live. If you're a hoodwink and the Marcy with the BKB and Unleash jumps on you, I mean, the best thing you can do is accept your death. Monkey going for a Deso. Deso into Scotty. With For a Deso on a Monkey King, you go when you feel like you're really lacking on damage. Usually you want to skip it and go for the stats. But considering that they're lacking damage, Deso is the best one for the cost. So I like it, especially because it will help you with the damage of the units of the beast, and of course the Ember Spirit as well there with the Sleight of Fist. Oh, Violent, he has found him, and now let's go for a fight. They're gonna smash him in his face there, and Tiny will just help him a bit as well. Oh, Violent, that was just a beautiful grab there onto the Monkey King. Definitely wasn't expecting that one. Vanscore will find the Ember. He's gonna be feared up, but should be able to get his BKB off. Avalanche a little bit too late, and Shira gets himself out. This is gonna cost him a 9-second BKB. Sleight of Fist, not gonna be doing anything, and it might be Kuropatic going forward. He has his sprites with him. Not gonna be rushing in too much. They know that the Roche is up. Last time the Aegis was taken from them, it was destroyed. But Cybercats, we'll see if they're able to do something like that in this game as well. There is going to be a Warden high ground on both sides. But Sigma, they have a much bigger prize here in front of them. Is the Roche. Tiny might get caught because of it. He has been caught and is probably going to be going down, especially with the Ember coming in. The damage will be more than enough, but it is going to be a Roche. This time for Sigma.YNT. No one will interfere, and SF will get both the Aegis and the Shard. So we talked about the crit for the SF. He might not have to wait for the Silver Edge to have it now with the Shard. That is going to be the extra or the strong hit that applies the fear as well. Imagine that you're so big and strong that when you punch someone, their initial thought is just to immediately run away. I mean, there's not a lot of people like that in this world that are so scary, but the SF, he definitely can be. Cybercats. They do have this Beastmaster. That is one big thing for their side, because he's got to be dealing with his bottom lane a lot. What happens with the Enchantress is level 20 though. When you can't target Ancients, Sigma do go for a smoke. They want this bottom lane cleared out. They don't want the Beastmaster controlling this area. And For You is going forward. Jesvi might get killed in just a couple of hits. He's gonna be going for a scurry into the trees. Looks pretty okay. And he's gonna be hiding for now. Gonna be turning around, and they're trying to kill this Enchantress. That is not an easy grab, even with the break. Okay, Zeneca, you will be left alone there, my buddy. Friend, acquaintance. You know, you're gonna be reducing that one as much as you want, because you don't want to help him and you don't want to be immoral. But the poor Beastmaster either way will be left all alone and just taken down easily by his enemies. Man, you break Kuropatic, you have the Monkey King in the vicinity, and you just know you're not winning that one. You're not killing the Enchantress. You don't kill the Enchantress. Imagine what the SF and the Marcy will do to you. They're gonna crush your skull, especially now that Violent has a Skull Basher. And if I was Cybercats, I'd be now even more afraid. Maybe you should be running away from the Marcy, not the SF. Silver Edge. Done in 10 gold. It's gonna be even more damage. The items are starting to come out for the SF, and now he can stand his ground. There is no Scotty on the Monkey King just yet, so this SF with an Aegis feels like a force, an immovable one at that. Cybercats. And do much. They still have chances in this one. They still have one outer tower to play again around, but it is not ideal. So in situations like these, you have to deal with the side lanes. The side lanes are where you fight. You cannot fight in the mid lane. That is going to be controlled by our enemies. Violent. Wukong's command. It's going to be used. Boundless Strike is there. The cookie needs to connect as well, and it will. And now the Monkey Warriors, they're just smashing Violent in the face, surrounded by monkeys. Not a good idea to be there, and Violent will be going down. These are the kind of kills the Cybercats need currently to delay the game and to get their big items. Scotty and the Deso on the Monkey King, those are the big ones. Everyone else already has their core items, right? Shiva on the Ember Spirit, it will help, but it's not gonna be a instant game changer. Remember, Fist Chains, here comes the rainbow, and here comes your death. For You was in spot there. He has the DD and more than enough damage to finish him off. Also the Impetus, the long range one, the max damage one, didn't make things easier at all. Very nice setup there onto him. So when your enemies start split pushing, either you have the strength to force them back by brute force, go into their base, or you have to hunt them, and hunting them is just the safer option, but the harder option, harder than just walking up to a tower. But if you are able to find their most mobile hero, it actually changes everything. Cybercats, they would love to defend this one. They don't have a Wukong's command, they don't have an Ember. This tower is gone, and it's the last outer tower. The tier 2 on the bottom lane is very easy for the Dire to defend. They have so many little angles they can go from, and they can hide themselves in. But now that it is fallen, this is a big problem for Cybercats, especially because Sigma, they're coming to force you back. Come in your base, or your structures will suffer. SF, think about coming to the high ground, with the Ember being alive, might not be such a good idea. A lot of fast chains, no big things there, and it's probably time for Sigma to call it a day. Right now you have a really easy job if you're Sigma. You poke a little bit, you get them all back, you go into the triangle, and they can't do much. Actually, Sigma, they feel like they can go forward. They're gonna force out the glyph. Will this be enough? The SF will get disposed a little bit in the back. SF dropping low. He still has the Aegis, so he really doesn't care, even with all of the Mortimer's kisses. They're just gonna get smooshed before they leave the base, so... just like a good old grandma. She will cover you with kisses.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Aegis has expired. They went for a smoke. Sigma, they want to end this right here and right now until the Scotty comes out, and that is a very smart move. Scotty versus the SF is going to be making a huge difference in this game. He's not going to be as strong as he is currently, and only 4k gold lead might not be enough. We'll see what happens. Violent going in, but he jumps to the back. He doesn't have his crit just yet. He can buy it if he wants to, and there it is. The courier will start flying out. Meanwhile, top lane, SF is hunting the Monkey King. He does have his ulti. We'll see if he can find him. Monkey is in the trees though, so it's going to be very hard for the SF to get the grab there, and he has shown himself, so it's time for the rest of his team to bail. They have a haste rune, so if he would get a good Requiem, he would have the chase down to kill the monkey if need be. Oh, Van score. Yeah, you're just gone right now. It is going to be so much damage coming out from Jess V and Little Burka. The top lane working well for Cybercats. It's all about side lane ganks right now. Sigma, they probably don't feel confident now going high ground, knowing that the Monkey King has everything ready. He didn't use anything, and his Scotty almost done. They're gonna take Chira's courier. This is a nice ward that the Snapfire plays, but he's gonna be paying with her life for this. It's gonna be just a matter of time because Force Majeure doesn't have a BKB. It was just cancelled out. The tree gonna be flying there to the side. Force Majeure, where do you hide? What do you do? He's gonna go a little bit to the right. Let's see if they'll give up. Will they ever give up? Wukong's man from the Monkey King. Is he gonna be living through this one? He's standing his ground and fighting, but he is losing. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna win. All of your loyal subjects, they're gonna stand and watch. And on two side lanes, Sigma are gonna be striking simultaneously. The Monkey King, even inside of the Wukong's command, not strong enough. I thought inside of that one you don't lose, but he was already missing a good chunk of his HP. And the Marcy, too strong. Oh, this is a big deal. Yes, if you get on top of the Marcy first, if you get the Boundless Strike out and the follow-up stun after it as well, the Marcy will die. But if she starts smacking you, it is a problem. Without the Wukong's command, there's not going to be a defense right now. This is a lane of racks for sure, maybe even more. And look at the greed. Violent doesn't care. He could easily stay with the SF and just play it safe. But he knows, guys, they don't have a Wukong's command. They are not a team right now. Their damage is laughable. They'll take one Rax. Will they be staying though? Once the Monkey King is back, he's gonna have the Wukong's command. So there it is. You are gonna be pulling yourself out. Monkey King no buyback, so I assume that he does have the Scotty finished. You have to go for a smoke. There were no wards into their base, but this smoke, it is just to get out of the base. Thinking that you're gonna get a big fight out of this, especially a successful one, it would only come from a big mistake from Sigma. Ward gets placed down, Sleight of Fist chains onto the Tiny, think about going in, double force staff, he's out for now, doesn't get himself to the low ground, the sharpshooter will not connect. The Ember has been broken, needs to run away. Monkey King comes over, they want to be fighting for you, and they're gonna be killing him quite easily. Might now gets inside of the Wukong's command, but let's see if you can win when the Monkey King is full HP. Yes, it seems like he can because he's smacking everybody down. The SF did buyback as well. They want to end it right here, right now. And look at Kuropatic. Here comes the rainbow, and at its end, no gold, only death. Jesvi thinks he can get a kill. Does get it. Forced after the low ground. Can he kill a career as well? It seems like Jesvi has done a very cool thing, but it doesn't matter. His cores are dead, and their base will be in shambles soon. He really wants that courier. One critter hunting for another. That damage from the Marcy is just stupid. It is just stupid. Inside... Like, does even a troll win a man fight versus the Monkey King inside of Wukong's command? I'm not sure. Marcy, not the fastest farmer, but when you have a Battle Fury, you are gonna be super strong. But at this point of the game, the Monkey would be able to fight Violent. I was wrong. Violent, way too strong. Getting a little bit of a poem there as well. Nice. Third Roche. I'm gonna be up. Let's see if there's gonna be any kind of response from cybercats. If cybercats don't fight this, the game is just over. It's gonna be SF with an Aegis coming to your high ground. Even if you would kill him with everything you have, you're gonna be left with nothing after it. So yeah, you have to go for it. You have to go directly. You can't even go around or anything. Just go directly into them. Hope that you're there in time. Even if they get Roche, don't go back. Cybercats are now or never. Now you maybe have a position. Team Spirit usually do this quite well. Fight after the Roche, but the problem is the mid lane tower is still alive. They have nowhere to fight around. Inside of the river, it's not good because you can't get a good Wukong's command off. Force Majeure gets himself out. Tiny misses the avalanche, goes in. There's not going to be a toss. Now he's taking a lot of damage, but the force staff onto the high ground. The fight is going to be going into multiple ways, and they caught the Marcy. The Marcy is dead. This is huge. Even with the refresher shot, they're going to be taking her down. They find their fight, but look at what Kuropatic is doing, and how do you deal with him? They've already used the sharpshooter. Actually, they haven't. They need to kill this Jesvi hoodwink. If they do, they won't be able to break down Kuropatic. They're going to be chasing her down. SF has been caught. Monkey King fighting there, but he's going to be pushed away with a double Hurricane Pike. They're getting him away from him, and the buyback from the Marcy. Albercado going in. He's going to be killing for you. Only the ones. He still has the Aegis. They're going to be finding the Beastmaster. Avalanche is there, and here comes Kuropatic. Look at that damage. It's just stupid here. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. At least he doesn't have any more mana, but on the high ground, an even stronger opponent awaits. The SF finishes him off. Seneca is dead. It's going to be 14,000 gold lead. The gold lead doesn't matter that much, but not having your cooldowns, not having your BKBs, not having all of your heroes and buybacks, that is what counts. Cybercats, pretty much crippled in all of those.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Marcy goes to the high ground. Buyback comes out from the hoodwink. They need to be doing some damage. They need to be doing it now. Force staff on the Tiny. Not gonna be working, but they do cut down the tree. Battle Fury being there actually helps. SF has been broken. Presence of the Dark Lord not gonna be there for some time, but he's not even close to his enemies. They are gonna be bailing for now. Missing on the buybacks on both DSF and the Marcy. It is dangerous. It's very, very dangerous to go high ground, especially because the last times they bought back. So their death timers are gonna be huge. Need to be approaching this slowly. If you're Sigma, you're gonna have your ultis back in a couple of seconds. The overgrowth is ready now. Requiem will be in just a few.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
See what they do. Tiny does have a buyback, so him being the one that jumps in might be a smart move. Trying to get the range Raxes down in the mid lane, not gonna be allowed. Alberca stands his ground and protects. That's what a king does. Sigma. And that Moonshard on the Enchantress.
Radiant are scanning.
When Kuropatic has mana, you're in trouble. Cybercats, they go for a smoke. They're trying to find something, but every single lane is pushed towards them. So finding an opening, it is going to be very hard. Look at the positioning of Sigma. They're keeping us in it. Kuropatic is going to be seen there by the Hawk. He dies here, it would be a problem. 7 seconds on the BKB, still hasn't used all of his charges. That is actually insane. Thinking about it on the side, they will find Vanscore. That is a good way to start to the fight. Does have a buyback, has his ulti, has the outpost to TP2 as well. Run in from the Monkey, a big boundless strike coming in. Wukong's command as well. Everyone is going to be running out of it. Actually, they send him out of it as well with the toss. You don't have anyone to help you, but you have some Max here facing the buyback of the Vanscore. The overgrowth will be there. Monkey King does have a buyback, but his team is dying. He's going to have no one to fight with him. And here comes the impetus. Zeneca is still alive. The max damage there. It is not going to be enough to finish it off. Blink out from Jesvi and Force Majeure will get to the high ground as well. Tiny is not done chasing, but into the base. it is still very, very dangerous. 2 buybacks were used from the support. Sigma now have to be even more careful than earlier. The push from cybercats is quite strong, but they're going for the megas. It is going to be the glyph used, and Snapfire has been found, tossed into the hands of Kuropatic. Does have the Ghost Scepter. That's going to be keeping him alive. SF has been broken. Buyback from the Monkey, still not used. Are you going to be fighting against megas? You have nothing to deal with the creeps, and it seems like he will. Now he buys back. It's a little bit too late, don't you think? And look at Zenica, he's running forward. He does not have the roar, so no way to catch them here in this situation. Chira, Starfish chains there to the side. Doesn't really matter. Sigma, they got the megas and they're out. They are out this game. It is over. Cybercats, when you look at their heroes, their ability to deal with the waves, with mega creeps, it is non-existent. Really, it is non-existent. They have some solid items. It is 40 minutes into the game. This game is over. There's still this time, you know, when there are no buybacks on the other side, maybe win a fight, run down mid lane. It just seems so impossible. Alberca, what was he waiting for? Avalanche toss Zenica, you got yourself out of that alive, and he's like, roar, but it's gonna be a painful roar for him, because he dies the second after Wukong's command is gonna be used. Oh, you got a little bit too far there with the Marcy, and that's a dieback, 125. On the sidelines, you cannot claim that high ground. You don't have a Wukong's command. You don't have one of your heroes. You don't have the strength. Sigma, even with the mistake, they're still fine. Maybe if that Trax on the top lane was still up, we could be seeing a different story. But now, it is impossible for Cybercats to leave the base. Now, you have to stand your ground and farm for Cybercats forever. Hope that it's a 70-minute game. Somehow, the enemies are going to make so many mistakes and lose. But it's not looking like they're going to be making mistakes. And Alberca has been found. Tiny is right next to him. He's not going to allow him to get away. He has found him. Does have the toss. And here comes Kuropatic. TP out. Going to be successful. They don't have the overgrowth. Just used it for the hoodwink. Wukong's in 25. That's the spell that you need, really. Without it, you're not winning fights. With an SF, he can stand his ground and fight, but Marcy is a melee hero, so doesn't suffer that much from the Scotty. People that don't know, 25 attack speed, 25 movement speed, 25% movement speed for melee heroes, taken away double for ranged heroes. So, you know, as an SF, you lose so much. As an Enchantress, you lose so much. Oh, we're gonna have a Sprink here from the Enchantress. That's gonna be quite nice. So we'll have 2 spells, 2 ways to get herself away. I'm so sad that I don't really notice the little friends inside of the game. I assume that it does change some things. It is a defensive spell as well. But bonus attack speed 100. Okay, it's actually a lot of damage, but also damage being prevented, being done to your teammates, because Beastmaster units, they're not attacking your guys. Now there's also mega creeps. You're actually ordering even your creeps to go forward. So these mega creeps with 100 attack speed, that's gonna be a lot of damage. Queasy Sleight of Fist change. Shira has missed it. Shira missed it. Boundless Strike. He cannot use it. He's thinking about the Wukong's man. He has to get himself away. No level 25 on the monkey just yet. Only 23. He needs that extra Wukong command ring. He needs to be able to have that radius. Creeps are getting in the base. Someone needs to deal with those. The tier 4s. We know how much they suffer against mega creeps. And look at them coming from 3 sides. And while all that is happening, Kuropatic is coming forward. Our forces are advancing. Let's follow them. Follow me. Kuropatic leads the charge there. He's going to be getting a hit there from the Gobble Up. Oh, look at the poor little squirrel. Boundless Strike is going to be big. And for you, he cannot get out of this one. But Marcy is going to jump in. I'm not getting out. This is where I want to be. Jira, he has seen his monkey go down. This is the end of it. Violent is just too strong. And for you, even he lives through it. The GG will be called Cybercats. They lose game number 1 after 44 minutes of being on the back foot. They don't manage to turn it around. There were times where you would think, oh, Cybercats got it. But the game was broken at some point, and it is going to be Sigma getting the win. Man, they played this really well. They really never let the lead go. And that is a big thing for the lineup like theirs. You're playing this offlane Enchantress. You know, you can make mistakes. You can be taken down. And But I'm gonna say cybercats, they did a solid job, you know, taking you down a couple of times there with the spells of their supports. But I feel like Mortimer's Kisses wasn't utilized too well. The sharpshooter was, you got a couple of kills, but when it came down to Mortimer's Kisses, when it came down to finishing off some of the heroes, Sigma, they got out. I wouldn't say scot-free, but they got out a couple of times. And because you were never able to get in the lead, you weren't able to defend your towers, suddenly your Monkey King cannot find a good positioning for the Wukong's command, and that is when the enemies strike. They get the second, they get the third rows, they got the first one, but the Aegis was unfortunately for them denied. Ember did a good job there. Obviously, he would have liked to pick it up, but it is what it is. And with those kind of advantages, you are going to be winning the game. Got dangerous towards the end there. You have you have heroes without buybacks, but you approach it slowly. You get the mega creeps, and then it is just a matter of time before you get the enemies into the base and finish shit off. So guys, that's gonna be it for game number 1. We are gonna be taking a tiny around 10-minute break. It is usually like that to give breathing room to the players, to give breathing room to me. And then we are going to be coming back with game number 2 of this series. So stay with us, because in 10 minutes, we'll be coming back with more Dota here at the Eastern European DPC Division 2.